As time goes on, it has become incredibly clear that Bitcoin does not quite accomplish what traditional currencies set out to achieve. While that is, quite frankly, one of its primary assets and one of the things that makes it most unique, it's important to understand its limitations in reference to it being a worldwide adoptable currency. And while I know that can be difficult to hear, and trust me, it's difficult to say, I love crypto and I love Bitcoin, but this video will discuss why that is the case. In fact, the last point in particular is incredibly interesting, so be sure to watch till the end. First off, it's important to understand that the Bitcoin network is only capable of 7 transactions per second. When compared to something like Visa, Visa averages about 4,000 transactions per second and has the capability of going up to 70,000 transactions per second. That's an incredibly huge difference. Even in the world of crypto, Bitcoin is considered slow. Although its blockchain security is unrivaled, competitors like Avalanche are capable of 4,500 transactions per second, while the blazing fast Solana is capable of 65,000 transactions per second. When you compare these numbers with Visa and other blockchains, it becomes apparent that 7 transactions per second simply is not fast enough for worldwide Bitcoin adoption. But Alex, there's a solution to that. I know, you're probably already in the comment section typing out your comment about the Lightning Network. Trust me, I agree, the Lightning Network has a tremendous amount of promise with regards to Bitcoin's scaling solution. However, there are a ton of obstacles that it has to overcome in order to be a long-term solution to Bitcoin scaling. While the Lightning Network certainly does improve Bitcoin's scalability from a layer 2 solution perspective, it's also important to understand its limitations because there are certainly a number of them that hold it back from being a truly reliable solution. The Lightning Network allows Bitcoin users to transact with one another in off-chain payment channels, which allows them to send Bitcoin to and fro from one another without actually impacting the main blockchain. And while that certainly does improve the scalability of the overall network, it's also worth noting that moving the Bitcoin to a payment channel also makes it unable to be converted into fiat currency before being brought back to the main blockchain in what is another transaction. So although the payment channels work very well to increase scalability, you can't actually utilize the main blockchain until the payment channel is closed and that currency is placed back onto the primary blockchain. Moreover, the Lightning Network has challenges handling very large Bitcoin transactions in off-chain payment channels, and so that can be problematic as well. Another interesting component to this discussion is the improvement of privacy on the Lightning Network. While crypto enthusiasts like you and I absolutely appreciate the off-chain payment channel privacy afforded to us by the Lightning Network, regulators are not big fans. And as a result, regulators, especially after the Bitcoin Taproot upgrade, which made all transactions identical on the blockchain network, have been very reluctant to allow regulated use of the Lightning Network, which can hinder wide-scale adoption. So that effectively kind of sets aside the Lightning Network as a possible solution to the scaling issue of Bitcoin, at least for now. But there's one other thing that we need to talk about that is incredibly interesting. Perhaps the most intriguing element of this discussion is an economic concept known as the Paradox of Thrift. The Paradox of Thrift states that an increase in value of personal savings can be detrimental to overall economic growth. So in its simplest terms, it means that the desire to retain one's savings can come at the cost of damaging the overall economy. And so, what does Bitcoin have to do with this economic principle? Well, Bitcoin is largely considered deflationary, partially due to the fact of its hard cap of 21 million coins. It is believed that Bitcoin will, because of scarcity, increase in value over time. The problem with using a deflationary currency like Bitcoin is that you get more value from it by holding it than you do by spending it. And if you're not incentivized to spend it, why would you buy anything with it? If the value of Bitcoin is to increase over time, you have no incentive to spend it. You only have an incentive to hold it, which defeats its purpose as a reliable exchange of value or a currency. Even if you need to purchase an item using Bitcoin, theoretically as a deflationary currency, it is better for you to wait as long as possible before you actually purchase the item in order to allow your Bitcoin to achieve more value as opposed to the item you're buying. In theory, the longer you wait and the longer that the currency has to improve in value, the less expensive the item you're purchasing costs. Because of this phenomenon, the Paradox of Thrift states that the best currencies are those that are actually ever so slightly inflationary, meaning that they are most valuable today and only slightly less valuable tomorrow, which encourages you to actually spend that currency as a form of transaction. This concept ultimately rings true, as it is believed that over 60% of Bitcoin has not actually been moved or transacted with over the past year. In theory, if your money has more value today than it will tomorrow, you might as well spend it, which has an overall net positive effect on the macro economy. With that being said, the world of cryptocurrency is young and rapidly evolving, so perhaps our dreams of a reliable, decentralized, worldwide accepted currency is just around the corner. If you're interested in learning more, I really think you should check out this next video. It provides a lot of really interesting information about the world of crypto. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.